Alright, we're doing a partial screen recording. Let's get it going.
Go.
Me versus Wayne Carl. 2-on-1 starts out right. Here's the first thing that went wrong. Let's go over it. So, how do I drag this thing? When you come to Russian, right? How come I can't see it? There we go. Okay, there we are. When you come to Russian, there's no reason to run when I clear my wrist, right? I clear my wrist here. You go to the armpit. You might as well just stay there. You'll have inside control. Instead, you run away and pull your arm out. That was strong for you. You didn't need to run away from there. Alright, so we can break down this. Yeah, let's break down that sequence a little bit, okay? So, where it starts going wrong is, look, you should probably swap my arm off here instead of letting me post and hold your arm back. What you instead do is you look to grab wrist control here with your right hand. Now you're leaning heavy on me with your elbows away from your body, which means if I do hit some type of duck, you're going to stumble forward and there's going to be space. I hit the duck, it gets you off balance, but you do get your feet underneath you, and now you take a shot for my legs. It's somewhat open. I can't tell if you should have gotten into it or not. I end up sprawling on you hip down, creates too much space, because I kind of shuck you that way. And now we have a near armpit situation. You start defending it immediately by trying to quickly get your head up and get to your feet, but this sets up the step lat. And that's that. I think it was more just you probably should have been content with having defended the duck. You bringing your hands in allowed me to get your wrist control. You must keep your wrists out and can never allow a cross wrist. It's like the number one most important thing on bottom. Don't give up cross wrist and maintain your base. Here I'm going to do a crab ride breakdown. It's like my number one scoring move on top. I drive you over your arm to bring you through. It's like the main thing I do. Anyone just pointing that out. You brought your wrist in and gave up another 2-on-1. I remember thinking here, I'm using too much energy. Let's go back up to my feet where I can rest better. Because I'm always trying to keep my energy expenditure very low. Good Russian. Stop. We'll take a look at that. So, the Russian was good. Right? You get your 2-on-1 on me. You go baseball bat tie up. You get to the Russian. Solid. What goes wrong is that your right elbow isn't tight to your body. So when I clear the wrist, you should be able to maintain the Russian with only one arm. Instead, the window is open, and I reach around your back for the seatbelt. I step on your foot to be annoying to set up a hip toss. You defended it well. I think that was a little crazy, but I'm not going into that anyway, so. The question is, who's got who when you're holding my wrist like that? Well, let's see. This is an Iranian tie up here on our right side. You have wrist control and inside control, but I have Iranian where I come over the top and pinch your hand to your shoulder. You probably just want to slip out of that. When I clear the wrist, I'm going to grab the tricep and be able to get to a Russian. Quick sweep and plant your hand on the mat so I can get behind. I think a different stance would have just given me better balance to not even have to bother with the foot sweep.
It's time.
And the period ended.
I have to restart it now. Alright. Ready, set, go.
Notice I'm never trying to grab your wrist. I'd rather you grab my wrist. You grabbing my wrist usually gets you to reach and move your arms out. We can look at that again. Take a look at the footwork of the duck. Just really one footwork with that knee block. Makes its own getting the takedown. Just keep your elbows in, that stuff won't happen. So this gable position, I could keep you here forever. There's no really good, safe way out. I can just tire your shoulder out. The only reason I let it go is because it wasn't working and I got bored of it. But probably in a match, I'm probably just going to keep you there and make you uncomfortable. There's that crab leg breakdown again. I want to point that out because so many people don't do this. And it's like one of the strongest things that I do. I break the guy over the left arm that I have the half on. I drive him over it so I can pull through. There's no stopping the pull through after that. Really easy tilt to get to. Got to your feet there and got out. Took a lot of work. I don't know if it was worth it. If we're in equal shape, you would have worked a lot harder than me there. Alright, that's worth pointing out. We can take a look at that right there. Notice I go for the same duck I've hit twice already, except this time I'm just immediately looking to cross wrist. Ready? Watch. And cross wrist to Russian. It's a slick thing I do sometimes. I believe I'm stepping on your foot there at the same time. Yeah, right, I am. With the Russian, I plant that foot. I have my weight on it as I'm pulling behind him. I don't know if it was necessary, but interesting. They're backing up out of head position. You should never move backwards. You should always just be like slowly going forwards until we end up chest to chest. Yep, that was your best answer. I wanted to see if you could finish a shot, so I was trying to let you in on a single. I'll do it again, you'll get in later. Let's take a look at that little setup real quick.
Yo, Wayne, I'm going to be very upset if I...
It's a simple setup. Take a look. I get the Russian, and all I do is... Hold on. All I do with the Russian is I reach for one leg, and then I go across to the other. You can't really see it. Hold on. We gotta zoom in more. Excuse me. Yeah, so I reach for one leg, and then I go across to the other heel pick. So I get a lot of people with that one. Let's continue. Third period.
Ready, set, go.
Drew to the back leg.
You should just go high level there. If
Scared of that front leg, Coach.
You don't have to go to your knees to take it. You can just kind of push him forward and take it. Something very important right there that I think a lot of people miss out on is notice the position of my left leg when I go to the body lock. Right? It's that same thing with the Russian where you don't have your window closed with your seatbelt. But do you see how my left leg steps forward right here? That knee block is the only reason the body lock will work here.
He's scared of that front leg, Coach.
Yeah, that knee block really is what does it. This is slick right here. Take a look at this. Take the swim. I think you just got to be aware that that's a move. That's not really anything you did wrong. Just grab it with your right hand. Grab the knee. You didn't need to go to your knees for it. Alright? Now here's something very important. We take a look at this again. There is no need to go to your knees. Second, if it gets too heavy, just release and go seatbelt. Just release and go seatbelt before you end up all bent over. You should always kind of have hips under head. You got in deep. This is definitely a winning position for you, but I don't like that you dropped to your hip. You need the inside shelf. You're still stepped over it. You should be Keeping your head up but circling away from me so you can inside check. I saw the step lat coming that time.
They're here. They're just watching some wrestling now. Let them watch.
I think you're just tired at this point. You get the crab ride defense. You got to post your right hand though. You keep your right hand down so you end up on your shoulder. I think I had wrist control the whole time. I don't think crab ride defense is correct. You should have wrist rolled if that's the case. Not a bad match, Mr. Wayne Carl. Next time I bet you it'll be closer.